Hello.
Yes, Ritika, you
Good,
can continue.
yeah. Thank you, Hemant. Hello. Good evening, one and all. I'm Rutika. Today I'm here to give an orientation about HTML and CSS Bootcamp by Career Vihari. I'm a team member of Career Vihari. Let's dive into Introduction to Web Development. What is web development? Web development is the process of building and maintaining websites. It involves creating everything from simple static pages to complex interactive web applications. It is a process of creating or building, maintaining websites. Here, what does simple static web pages mean? It can be anything. It can be a simple form that we create, or it can be a login page, or anything, a very simple one which has forms, which is very simple. It might not be very interactive, but it is still a website. No, it's still a page. It varies from simple to complex. Complex in the sense we have many web applications like Flipkart, we have Amazon, Netflix, we have Prime Videos, we have Instagram, Facebook. These are all the websites which are complex but at very interactive. Even they are very user friendly as well. I think what web development is, we are just building that. We are just building the website. Here, what happens means whatever we see in the tablet, or like in a tab, or in a mobile phone, or in a desktop, everything that whatever we see in the browser, that all comes under web development. That all comes under websites. The Google is a website. Even all everything, they are just well aligned. They are very interactive in nature. They are dynamic in nature, but they are webs only. They are web process only. Okay, we know about web development. It is nothing but creating webs is known as web development. But how actually web work? Mm, we'll know about it. We'll just take an example of anything. Like we can just take an example of www. It's not working. Okay. See here, I'm just typing www.google.com. Actually, how web works? Actually, what happens is the web is based on client server model. It is a fundamental architecture that allows communication between devices on the internet. It is not only internet, it can be any media. Okay. Here, what is client server model? In the name itself suggests we have client, we have server, and there should be some connection, right? They should talk to each other. The client should talk to server. So there should be some medium to talk. So that medium is created through internet. What is client? Client is nothing but the user's device. User in the sense, uh user device in the sense whatever we the user, here I am the user. So this Google and this Google homepage is nothing but my user interface. Like this is the desktop I'm using is an user device, and I have a web browser, Chrome. Here I'm using Chrome as my web browser. Here web browser can be anything. It can be Chrome, it can be Safari, it can be any web browser. It is not, we don't have any restriction that we should only use this, or we should only use Firefox, or we should only use Safari. We can use any web browser that we have. Okay. So This is about client. What is server? Server is also a very powerful computer that stores website database and other resources which are very important for websites to run, like many libraries or many things. There will be many things, right? That all important things and all that will be in that main powerful computer. All the database is also stored there itself. What actually server does? Server listens to the user request and it processes that request, and it will take the response from the database, and that response is sent to the client again. Okay, this is what actually server does. And what is the purpose of internet? Client is there, server is there, but what is the use of internet? What internet actually does? Internet acts as a medium for communication between the client and the server. Actually, it just gives a channel for the client and the server to talk. We can just say in a simpler word. It uses many protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, because for security purposes, it uses HTTPS. Okay. I hope this is what client, server, and internet, what it actually are. Okay, just we have taken the example www.google.com. This is the example as a user. I want this. I want the google.com homepage. Okay. Now I'm requesting, I have typed the URL in my browser. Now what actually happens here is, okay, now I have given, like, I have entered it. If I enter it, like, if I press the enter button, it checks locally the process. It checks the URL www.google.com is checked. If the host is in, like, if the data is present in the local desktop or not. As it is not present in the local device, what it will do, it will send to the server side. Now actually the www.google.com is not there in my computer, right? Or my laptop. So what it will do, it will send to the host, but I don't know who the host is for www.google.com. So what does the compute you client do? It will send that to DNS server. DNS server, what it will do, it is just like but we can just tell it as a like, it what it will do, it will send to DNS server. DNS server, it will take this URL and find out its IP address. Like DNS, it will fetch its IP address. Nothing but it will give the address of the server to us. Okay. Now it is actually something like uh, looking a phone number in a phone book. Now we have phone number. I am checking if this number is. I need the details of the person. Okay, phone number I am having. I don't know the who is using that number. So I'll check that number in my phone book, and that number, if it's matching, then I'll check who the user is. Okay, similar way, this will also do the same. DNS also, it will take the URL, it will check in that directory. If it is present, it will check the IP address of that host. Okay, it will give now DNS will give the IP address of the host to the client. Now client is having his address, like my address I'm having, server address I'm having. What is stopping me to contact her? Contact server. I don't have any media to contact, right? I don't have any channel. So what I'll do, what client will do, now we should like there should establish a connection between client and server. So to establish the connection between client and server, there are many protocols like TCP, IP, and many other protocols. Using that protocols, there will be a connection between client and server. Once the connection is made, then what will happen? The HTTP request, that is www.google.com, will go to the server. What server will do? Now I have entered. Now what server will do? Now I have entered, so it is coming like this. What server will do actually? Server will receive the request, processes it, and prepares the appropriate response for that. Such as, now I have sent www.google.com to the server. host, what server will do, I have requested for the Google homepage. I am requesting. Hello. Okay. Now I'm requesting Google homepage, right? Now what server will do? Server will uh, fetch the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript of the homepage, Google homepage, and it will send to the client side. Client side, what it will do? It will in the browser, it is um, rendered here, and I have got the homepage of Google. Okay, this is how the web
Ritika, can you speak
actually
louder?
works. Yes, I can. Okay, I hope my voice is audible.
Yeah,
Is it
continue.
enough? Okay,
Yeah, continue.
this is how actually a web works. Okay, I have explained. First, what will happen? Client will request, and then I will find the address of the server. After finding the address of the server, we will establish a connection between server and the client. And after establishing a connection, we will send the request to the server. Server will respond with an appropriate response. And in the client side, we will render the response. This is how an actual web works. Every URL works the same way. Okay. Now, this is all about how an web works. Now we'll dive into okay. Now we are back. Um, this is about web, how web works. We also know how. Okay, now we are talking about web development, right? Okay, this is how web works. Now, how do I create this website? To create this website, I would be needing. I need to I will be needing to work on front end, back end, and database. These three are very important things in the web development. What actually they are? Front end, back end, and database. What are they? Front end, in the sense, whatever you see in the browser, that comes under front end. And the data that are used in the front end, or the data that is necessary for the website to be stored, that internal details and all, that all will be stored in the database. And all the logic that is needed for the website, or all the logics that whatever happens in the website, that is all present in the backend. We'll just take a simple example of WhatsApp. What WhatsApp actually does? Okay, we have a WhatsApp logo in our mobile. We'll click on the mobile WhatsApp logo. If we click on it, what it will happen? It will make, we'll go into WhatsApp website, right? What will it will be? Chats we'll have status, we'll have calls. Nowadays, we are also having communities. So what it is, whatever we are seeing, that calls, that history, everything that is there, that is whatever we visually are seeing, that is all front end part. And now this is all front end. It is very appealing, it's user friendly, it's effective. Okay, I know this is all the front end thing. Okay, what is database? Okay, front end is enough, right? It is there. Then why database is needed? Why backend is needed? For that, I'll just take an example. Now I am sending a message to my friend. Let us assume my friend is named as Priya. Okay, I'm sending a message to Priya. Hello, like that. Okay, hello. I'm typing in my device. Hello or hi. Hi. I have typed in my device. I have sent it. Now in my device, like in my phone or in my desktop, I have typed hi or hello. I have sent, but how come in her mobile that hello message is delivered? Like how come she did not type anything, right? How come it went to her device? It is not correct. Like I have typed in my mobile, but how come it went there? This is all done by backend. And this hi message which I am sending is stored in the database. It is stored in the database, and that from that database, what backend will do, it will retrieve, it will fetch the data, and it will send to her mobile in her WhatsApp. Okay. This is why backend and database are needed. This is a very basic example to explain about how front end, backend, and database are working. Okay. Actually, it's very interesting if we know about it. So we'll learn through examples only. Okay. Now we'll talk about only front end for now. What front end development? Like in front end development, what happens? Front end actually focuses on building the user interface, that is UI or UX. It it will focus on how the user interface should be, or how the user experience, like UX, how it's all based on user only. And it is a process of creating virtual parts of the website or apps. Like it will create layouts, buttons, menus, and contents. Typically, it is built using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Actually, what is the main goal of front end development? The main goal is to make a website visually appealing, and to make the website user friendly, to make the website more responsive, and to have an excellent user experience. If we have this, our front end job is done. It's if it is if this like if our website is looking nice, if it is user friendly, then think our front end part is done. And this is the what we actually do in the front end. We achieve this by mainly using three languages. One is HTML, one is CSS, and the last one is JS. What HTML is? What is HTML? HTML, in the sense, it is an hypertext markup language. What actually it does? It defines the structure and content of the website. It organizes elements. It's in the simple words, we can just say it gives the structure to a website. Okay. Um we have many tags, we have many we organize that elements in a specified way, so that the structure and the body of the website will be very nice. We that all the body and the content will be by like will the content, the body, everything will be from the HTML part only. Okay. Now coming to CSS. CSS is cascading style sheets. It is used for styling the HTML elements. We have used many HTML elements, like we'll be using we'll be using paragraph, we'll be using header, like we'll be using, there will be many tags, we'll be using many things, right? For everything we can add style to it. Using CSS we can make the elements more beautiful, or we can style it using CSS. Actually we can control the colors, font size, layout spacing, and even we can give animation, and we can also make it more beautiful using CSS. Okay, and the main thing in CSS is we can also have media queries for responsive designs. Actually, we have phone, tab, desktop, right? Three things. And even in phone, we have different sizes of phones. Like one phone is like the size, the width and length of each phone varies, right? So what happens is, but everyone are using Instagram, everyone are using WhatsApp, like we are using many websites, but they are all fitting in our devices very perfectly, and it's not at all irritating us. Like from device to device, there won't be so much of change, but even if there is any change, but still it's looking very nice and it's very user friendly. So for all these changes to fit in every particular devices, we use media queries for that responsive designs. Okay. JS. JS is nothing but JavaScript. JavaScript makes the website interactive and dynamic. It adds functionalities like form validation, drop down menus, and it also adds real time updates, etc. Mm, Okay, in simpler words, if I want to describe HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I just can tell HTML is the body, and to make that body beautiful, we use CSS, and to make the body work, we use JS. Okay, this is how I remember. I hope you'll also remember this trick. What is Bootstrap? Why I added Bootstrap here? Actually, Bootstrap is a popular framework for building responsive websites with pre-built components like navbar, cards, buttons, and all. We can just copy that link and paste in our HTML, and we can use that cards here so that the styles and the navbar which are there, it will come in our websites. Okay, it's using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we can get that, but we need to write a lot of code. But using Bootstrap, we just can do it. So a smart person always chooses smart way, right? So Bootstrap is for smart persons, but actually for beginners, I suggest them to learn using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But we can, if we know basics, we can use Bootstrap. Okay, this is all about front end. We can go to next slide, that is backend. What is backend? Backend is usually referred as the brain of the web. Okay, it handles the logic, it handles the data processing and communication with database, and it serves the request to the front end and all. Like it gives the rest what I can tell, it gives the requested data to the front end. Now front end will be asking something, I need this, that, and all. What back it will request to the back end. Back end will request to the database. Database will send the data, and this database will return back the requested data to the front end part. This is how it works. Okay. Now, uh, backend refers to the server-side part of a web application that handles data processing, storage, and communication with database, often using programming languages like Java, Python, Node.js, or PHP. We can use any language. I hope um, people will be knowing Python, Java, C++, or Hash. Any one programming language, even if they don't know, they can learn any one of it, and they can start developing. It's all about the language. See, it's all about the logic. They should be having the logic. If they have the logic, then they can use any language. Please don't keep language barriers here, because language is same, but like language can be different, but logic is same, right? If we know the logic, language is not at all a problem. We can use Python, Java, or C++, anything which we are comfortable to. Okay, now we'll talk about Java. Why we'll be using Java as a backend, to develop backend? It is well known for its speed. It's well known for its scalability, and it is a cross-platform capable. It also has cross-platform capabilities. As we all know, Java is a compiled language. It means um, source code is converted into bytecode. Bytecode is then converted to machine language. Now, it has a high speed, so it is mainly preferred when we have larger database, we have larger backend. That time we like in large scale projects and all, we maximum we use Java as a backend to develop projects and all. For example, for e-commerce websites, we use Java. Okay. We have frameworks also in Java like Spring Boot, Hypernet, and all. We'll speak in later classes about it in detail about all this. Okay. Uh, we also have Python. Python is also loved for its simplicity. Like we all love Python, right? It is very easy to learn. Also, it is for readability. Also, it is very easy to read, as it is similar to English language. We all will understand the code very easily, and Python provides a great libraries for everything. So, and it is faster and easier to develop. So it is very helpful. In Python also we can do like projects and all. We can also use C++ and all, but C is used lessly because it is we like we don't have oops concept there. So it will be used. It can be used, but nowadays we maximum use Java, Python, C, A++ and all. Now coming to database, what database is about? Database is nothing but it stores data. It stores data about the website. It stores whatever we need in the website, all will be stored in the database so that we can retrieve data from the database. Okay. Actually, database and backend are very closely interrelated. Like they're closely linked to each other, but they're different. We have MySQL, we have Oracle for this. A database is an organized collection of data that can easily be accessed, managed, and updated. Databases are essential for storing, retrieving, and manipulating data in various applications like websites, software systems, and more. For example, I just can take an example of restaurant. If I'm taking the example of restaurant, then I can tell kitchen as a backend, because in kitchen I'll be uh cooking the dishes, right? All the dishes are prepared in the kitchen, so I can tell in the kitchen as a backend thing. And pantry, where the store in, like where the ingredients are stored, that place I can call as database. And the dish that I'm serving to my customer is the dish which that is presentable, that is known as front end. This is back end, is kitchen. Pantry is nothing but database, and the dish which is served in front of the customer is front end. Okay. Or the hotel is known as front end. Okay. The restaurant is known as front end. This is about front end, back end, and database. Front end, back end, and database should align with each other so that we will find a great or very nice website. Now we can uh, just see a few websites, how it's there and all. Now there are many websites, right? Google itself is a website. The Google search bar is a website, right? Now here the searching thing and all, it's a website. And or this is the nav bar. This is how website looks like. It's well organized. It is very user friendly. I don't find any difficulty in it. So it is very nice. All shopping news, these are all the things which I can move to. Now, if I'm clicking on Flipkart, it's redirecting me to Flipkart page. Like something is happening inside there. Like it is linking, or it is taking me to some other page. Now I am inside the Flipkart. Okay, now we'll see Flipkart also. In Flipkart, what's there? Okay, I have like this is a nav bar where Flipkart logo is there. We can search any products we need. Like if I need mobiles, if I search, I'll be getting mobiles and all. I can log in here. If I'm logged in here, then I'll be having my profile, Flipkart plus zone. Like this is all the things. Even if I have like if I have liked some products, I will be making like I'll be sending that into my cart or in my wish list and all. If I'm here to buy a electronic item, then I just can go here and search which electronic item is here. It's something instant checking. The user interface is very nice here, right? I find it very pleasing. I don't find it very difficult to search and all. If I want any toys to be buy, then I can go to toys here. It's very nice. They are easily available, so that I don't need and go and search for separate things. Even if I am not interested in in buying uh, buying things, then they will give me some, like they'll be showing the offers, so I'll be tempting, so I'll be ordering. These are all the hacks that these Flipkart people are doing, because they aligned it very nicely, right? uh okay, this is very, it is working very nicely. If I order something, that will order will be placed correctly, and that order will come to my doorstep at any moment. Okay, this is how Flipkart works. What happens if my front end, that is, if this website is not looking nice, then what will happen? Will I be able to come again? Like, will I be liking to come here, come to this website and buy a product? No, I won't be liking to come, because the website is confused. If it is confusing, then I won't come here, right? So for a website to get a hit, what are the things that makes a website hit? It means the website should have a great front end, or it should have a great front end part, and the storage also will should be great, the back end also should be okay. If my storage is good, like if my interact like if my front end part is very nice, okay, I came here, I booked a dress, now my order details are not placed correctly in the database, then if there is any changes in, like if it is not placed correctly, then there will be a delay in my order, like in my getting the delivery or anything. If that is details are wrong, then wrong item might be delivered, so I'll be having a very bad impression on Flipkart. If okay, just think, front end is good, database is good, if backend part, if they did some mistake and I got a wrong product at a wrong time, then I'll be very angry on Flipkart and I won't be coming again here to shop, right? So what makes a website work means all the three should align in a high way, like in a very good systematic way. Front end, back end, and the database, three should work together very well, and three should be in a very good form, okay? Um, we can also see other websites like Netflix. In Netflix also, it is nice to see, right? This is all the moving thing in the background. The page is moving, right? Photo is moving. That is all done using CSS, and we will be using, we'll be learning all about it in the further classes. So here, if I give my email address and if I get started, what will happen? It will go to backend and it will check if my email is registered or not. If registered, do I have membership? If I have membership, only it will allow me into the Netflix account. Okay. This is how the backend works. It will check. If I am an eligible person, then it will allow. If not, it will not allow. This is all done in the background. Okay. Which is not visible for us. Hmm? This is how Netflix is. And it is also very nice, no? So that we are coming back again and again to watch movies in the Netflix. I hope you understood all everything. This is all about today. It's all about how web development is, how what is web development, how web works, and what is front end, what is back end, what is database, and how actually a website is built, how important a website, how important front end, back end, and database to be aligned in a same line. Like these are all the things we discussed today, and I hope everything is nice. Thank you.